Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's happening? It's your boy Willie Beeman. Just want to thank y'all, man, for tuning in to episode 2, man, entitled Mirror Moments, man, where we kind of go into a little detail and more depth just about who we are, man, our background, our upbringing, how me and Ishmael met, man. Like I said in the first episode, we've been knowing each other for quite some time, man, and so just want to kind of give you guys some insight, some stuff that we had to encounter, endure, man, experience, as young black men. And so just before we get into this episode, I kind of want to bring in awareness. Since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, just want to raise some awareness in that if you're going through some things mentally and emotionally, find some space to get help, whether it's through a licensed therapist, whether it's somebody that's in your corner that you need help from, that you can trust, with your problems and with your issues, man. Seek that help, man, because at the end of the day, like I said in episode 1, we need healthy people in our corner to help us grow and move forward and be vulnerable around. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this next episode, man, being able to break bread with my brother Ishmael once again. And so, yeah, man, since this is Mental Health Awareness Month, man, there's this powerful quote that's been sticking with me, man, for the past couple of years. I heard from a business leader. I don't remember who his name was, but he said, the mind is like a parachute. If it is closed, it can kill you. But if it is open, it can save your life. So in other words, when we have to be open to the things that God has in store for us, whether it's more connections, more resources, better opportunities, better relationships. And so, man, that's where we have to be when it comes to our mental health, making sure that our mind is whole, making sure that our mind is healthy, because the word tells us whatsoever man thinks in his heart, so is he. And so, man, Ishmael, share the people, man, what's the importance of mental health, man?
Oh, man, that's very important, especially in the black community, man. Like, we have men who struggle all the time with mental health issues, and we don't know who to turn to.
Right.
And we are afraid to admit that we need help. We need somebody to talk to. We see that as a sign of weakness if we go say, hey, I need help. I need to talk to you. And then in the black community also, we get people, once we open up and, talk about our struggles, they quick to judge.
Exactly.
So you have to be careful with who you're sharing your information with. Because you will get somebody who will judge you. So just make sure you surround yourself with people you trust, people that's going to hold you accountable. Make sure you go seek professional help. If you can't seek professional help, feel free to reach out to somebody. It could be a family member, a friend, even a stranger that you have paid attention to and feel like they won't judge you. I'm here for you. You can always hit me up on Instagram, Ish the Chosen One. Or you can even hit us up on Mirror Check Podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be here to assist you, man. We're here. We'll talk to you. If you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we may, take you out to lunch and, have you vent. We're great listeners. I believe we're great listeners. So I've been told I'm a great listener. Right. So I'm here to assist you, man. You're not alone. We're going to get this together. So I'll be praying for you. Like I said, I have an open door policy, so hit me up. You just we love you, man, and dark times don't last always.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, dark times.
Keep your head up, and you'll get through it.
Yes, you definitely will get through it, man. Mental health is definitely important, like you said, when it comes to our culture of people, because we feel like, especially, man, when it comes to men, I believe we're also taught to be Macho Man Randy Savage 365 days in the year, 24 hours in a day, man, and
that's
not
Kool-Aid, man. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good, and not be vulnerable around other men, man, because they make us feel like if we're vulnerable or we want to share signs of weakness, that it makes us feel less of a man. And when actuality, it allows us to be stronger. Yes, it allows us to strengthen those weaknesses and be strong in every area of our life. So, man, it's almost like, us growing up, watching certain cartoons, when it comes to Superman, we always see Superman as this superhero looking to save the world, looking to do this, looking to do that, but we never see him as Clark Kent. Yes, sir. We never see him as the human being. And so when it comes to men, we're also taught to be Superman 365 days in a year, but we're never taught just to be human. Just to be Clark Kent, just to be vulnerable, just to cry sometimes, just say, hey, bro, I'm going through this. Can you pray for me? Hey, bro, I need someone that I can vent to, that I can share with, and not be judged or criticized based on my weaknesses, based on my insufficiencies, and still have somebody that I can trust and share things with. And so, man, it's definitely important, man, when it comes to our mental state and our mental health. And so, Kind of want to, I guess, take a pivot and I guess ask you, some questions based on, your upbringing and your childhood.
Yeah. Before we get to that,
okay,
it's crazy, man, that you mentioned Superman and Clark Kent, because years ago, what is this? 2014, I actually wrote a quote about Clark Kent and Superman. It was about women though. But let me share this quote.
All right,
it's like women out here looking for Superman, but walk past Clark Kent every day.
That's good. That's good.
Take that how you want it, but that's crazy. But
that's confirmation. I guess I was moving.
That's crazy, man. So, what's going on? What was the question, man? My bad.
I guess I was sharing to see what's your thoughts on, I guess, us as human beings or as men. What's the importance of us loving ourselves before we love others? How important you think that is?
I think it's very important, man. It's a part of loving yourself is actually healing yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't love yourself fully if you wounded. You got holes in you. It's like shredded cheese. Like, if you put something in shredded cheese, and something's gonna seep through the holes. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You gotta learn to love yourself and heal yourself. You gotta spend time with yourself. That's very important. That's key. Sometimes you have to isolate yourself from people, man, and just learn to love what you love to do. If you might love to go for a walk, just to clear your mind, or just be out in nature, be one with nature, go do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just part of it, man. I just feel like just learning what you love to do. Right. Even if you don't have people around, just figure out what you love to do and just stick with it, man. And once you start getting surrounded by other people who will be able to hold you accountable on this walk, so and then you'll be able to grow and be able to share your story and then be able to help the next person. So that's how I feel like, man. So,
it also goes back to another quote, man, that I've heard from another leader. It's like, at the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup.
True.
Like you can't pour it to somebody else and you're empty and you're dry and you're withered up, expecting you to be filled into another person and pour into another person. It's not going to work that way. You're going to be ineffective. So like you were saying earlier, self-care, man, is definitely important, man, when it comes to our growth, when it comes to us being whole, us being, healed, all the way through. And so, yeah, man, different things, whatever you, like you said, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's reading a book, whether it's taking yourself out to eat, taking yourself to the movies, whatever it is that's going to help you mentally and emotionally grow, thrive, and be the person that you need to be. Do those things. And so, for example, for me, man, water for some reason is therapeutic to me. Like I can go sit down, at a bench, at a lake, and just sit there and just watch the waves and hear the ocean.
I think that's all us cancers, man. We cancer babies, so I think that's all us. I love sitting by water too, bro.
Yeah. I think that's very, very therapeutic to me, man. Just sitting there and it just brings me peace. Just calms my nerves. Just allows things, to be removed from my mind. Allow my positive thinking and positive thoughts to be regurgitated. So when I leave that space, knowing that whatever I'm faced with that next day or the day after, that I can handle it better because I allow myself to spend time with myself and spend time with the Father and go where I need to go. And so
that's very important, spending time with God. That's very, very, very important.
Yeah.
I don't know your religion or your faith. Here, I'm a Christian. It's very important in my walk to always spend time with God.
Yes, sir.
I fall short every day, but I know who my Father is. So I'm going to turn to him all times throughout the day. Not just when I first wake up or when I'm going to bed. So, I go to him when I have questions about anything, when I'm about to plan my next move, my next business move, my next, educational endeavor. I always go pray about it, man. I always go, and then I'll get into the word, man. Yeah. Like I'm on my streak in the Bible app. I'm on my streak, I think, what is it, 187 days straight, 110 perfect weeks. So I'm always in there. I'm always, studying to show myself approved. Yeah. So it's very important to me along my journey, and that's not going to stop. Even if I invite somebody into my life, hopefully they'll want to do that. If not, they got to go. So just real talk.
Yeah, that's facts, man. You definitely got to be on the same page. The word tells us. You're right, man. Definitely got to be on the same page. And just kind of piggyback, I know you were saying how you were mentioning the essentialness of prayer when it comes to us spending time in prayer. That way God can give us the answers that we need, and the word, the places we need to go and directions we need to take. And so if you think about it, every time that Jesus would go on a mission, or before he would go on a mission, or before he would do certain miracles or certain assignments, he would always isolate himself in prayer to make sure that he was going in the right direction, like he was on the right assignment and doing the right things that his Heavenly Father need him to do. Even though we know Jesus to be humanity and divinity wrapped in one, he still had a human side to him, being able to isolate himself in prayer and do what he needed to do. And so, yeah, you're right, man. Prayer is definitely essential to our lives because it allows us to hear from God and do the things we need to do, whether it's a business move, whether it's a relationship move, whether it's a mental move, whether it's a career move, whatever it is, prayer is essential, man. Right. Very essential.
And like you said, being in a place of, isolation, just isolating yourself, man. Just sometimes the only time that you can hear is when it's quiet. When it's just you in either nature, or it's just you in your closet, or in a room, or in your car. It's plenty of times I just sit in my car. Yeah. Just quiet, and I just sit there and talk to God. People be like, "Why is he sitting in this car? He's sweating." I told her, "Hey, I did," but I get a little bit cold, so I turn it off and I start sweating and stuff like that. But that's the time I just talk to God. Like 9 times out of 10, I don't want to talk to people about it. I'm just gonna talk to the person I know who's gonna listen, and I know who's not gonna judge me based on what I'm sharing with him. That's good. So it's very important, like you said, isolation is very important. Yeah. Go to your car. Talk to God. Go to your closet. Talk to God. You got to go to a place where you can hear him. Or even some people. Crazy thing is, he'll place people in your life who will give you signs as well. He will also speak to you. This is crazy. He will speak to you in your dreams. Yeah, I've had at times where he spoke to me in my dreams, that's clear as day.
That's true.
Like he can talk to you. He can use anybody, or he can either talk to you directly. So, just make sure when they're actually sharing that information, you going back to God and you pray about it because you want to make sure that came from God. So that's very important.
That's good.
So let's go ahead and get into this episode, man. What you feeling? How you feeling, man?
Man, good? Yeah. I'm good,
it's good
man.
To be here, man. Yeah. Good to be here with you, man.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just want to kind of, I guess, piggyback and share. What was your upbringing like, man? What was your childhood growing up like?
Man, so I can't complain. My upbringing was pretty good. We was all raised by my grandparents, my mother, my aunt, my uncles. We all lived in the house together. We was a loving family. We didn't have much, but we had enough to, get us through.
Right.
So, I can't complain at all. They did the best with what they had.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
It is what it is. I thank God for them. They didn't have to do what they did.
Yeah.
They could have gave up. But they fought through. From the times we didn't have electricity in the house, they fought through.
Yeah.
Times we didn't know where our next meal would come through, they fought through. Right. They trust God. You know what I'm saying? Times we didn't have cable, we still found that ways to watch TV.
Exactly.
So God has been good to us, man. So what about you, man?
My upbringing, man, right, coming up in a one-parent home, man. Shout out to Brenda K. Strickland.
It's Brenda.
Shout out to my mother, man. One parent single home, me, her, and then my sister Jazz. Shout out to Jazz Strickland, man. Sister that's right up on me. So that's 4 siblings to be exact. I'm the oldest of 4. But in the childhood that I was coming up in, it was me and my sister Jazz and my mother. And so my mother, man, I can see her, man, is a very, very strong woman. Did all she could to raise me and my sister in a single parent home. When it comes to getting us our first car, when it came to getting us out of trouble, when it came to just doing certain things to make sure that there was food on the table, working countless hours, a bunch of overtime to make sure, that our household was taken care of until I got old enough and got to a certain age so I could help my mother with expenses, help my mother with bills and different things like that. But I watched her resiliency, man. I watched her work ethic. And I believe that's where I got a lot of my principles and characteristics from, man, is my mother. That grind, that work ethic mentality, doing what you got to do to get it done alongside the process, trusting the Father. At the end of the day, we're going to be faced with adversities. We're going to be faced with obstacles. We're going to be faced with challenges. We're going to be faced with different things that's going to be thrown at us. But I see my mother, man, hold down the fort until me and my sister got to an age where we can help her financially.
Oh yeah.
And do what we had to do. And so, not knocking my pops, he was, in and out, but now we have on a better path, have a better relationship now. And so, she did what she could, to get us to where we are. And so I'm grateful, for her, grateful for the things that she did.
I want to do one thing. I want to shout out your mom too. I remember days, literally in Upward Bound, we go to Tarrant County College. She would take me and you to Tarrant County College every morning. We'll be riding, listen to Anthony Hamilton all the time. But she took me in as a son.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that, man. It was days I didn't have way to go to TCC. Your mom stepped up and took me. Right. So I really do appreciate that, man. I remember days I just go over your house, play the game,
man.
Just hang out, man.
I remember the fellowship.
Had no problems, man. Like that was special, man. That was special. You used to live literally right behind me.
Right behind them, y'all.
That's crazy. Right. We lived right across the street from our high school. At the time, we was going to a middle school, and we linked up in middle school, and then we just grew in high school together, and we used to just hang out all the time. We used to hang out all the time. Like he lived right behind me.
Literally,
just go over there and just chill, play. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, all that.
Do homework together, do quizzes and tests together.
Great, man.
Yeah, we had classes together, all type of different things. So I just want to piggyback too, man. I just want to salute and give your grandparents their flowers, man, while they're still here. For accepting me too, man. Coming over to you guys' house, cooking good meals, laughing and joking, watching TV together. And even as I got older and, we started to live our own lives and we reconnected, your grandparents were still there, man, when I would make my way and come over and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
So, man, definitely want to give your grandparents their flowers.
They appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. For real.
Yeah, I definitely
They real solid, man. Like, they crazy. They gonna high side with you. They gonna, talk about you. They gonna do all that. But at the end of the day, they gonna love you.
Yes.
Whatever you need and they got it, they gonna give it to you. So, if you ever around my people, just know, be prepared to get fired up, get roasted up, whatever you want to say. They gonna come with the heat, and just be prepared to take that or fire back, and just be prepared to laugh, because that's all we gonna do. We gonna fire each other up all day.
Yes.
It just be random too. So yeah, man, I really do appreciate that. Real talk.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate them and the things that they were able to do. Hold us down and in our upbringing. And getting through high school and different challenges and adversity and things that we had to face. And so, yeah, man, definitely grateful for them. I just think, man, for most of us and those that are listening, I really do think grandparents are the rock of most of our families, man, when it comes to, our upbringing, when it comes to our childhood, how we were raised, how we internalize things, how we handle certain situations. I believe our grandparents play a very, very instrumental role in our lives. And so shout out, man, to all the grandparents that's holding it down, that's been holding it down, that's still holding it down, for their children and for their grandchildren, man. And I'm very grateful for even my grandmother, having one grandparent left, Olivia Coleman, 85 years old, man. Every time I get on the phone with her, it's always joy, man. There's always a certain level of joy that I get from her. It's like, it never fails. I could be going through a rough week. I could be going through a rough day. I could be down emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But the moment I call my grandmother and I get on the phone with her, man, there's always that joy being renewed, that joy being restored, man.
Uplifting.
Because I know, her, what she stands for, her following of, Christ, her believing in the Father, and things that she had to go through. And so, man, I'm definitely grateful, to pick up the phone and call her and get those great conversations. Because at the end of the day, we got to give them their flowers, man, while they're still here. So gotta appreciate them, man, while they're still here and gain that knowledge, gain that wisdom. That way we can pass those things on, to our kids. And so,
yes, sir.
Yeah, most definitely. So what would you say, I guess, is the most important thing when it comes to a man's relationship, with the Father? What would you say are some things that are important when it comes to a man having a great relationship, with the Father? What do you
Private
think?
time.
Private time.
I think that's really important. Like, that's when you really learn about God. That's when you literally learn about self. Private time includes getting into the Word. You know what I'm saying? And just praying, and fasting. And, even if you have to, like I say, go out and walk and take, you still can have that private time, that intimate time with God. Like, I think that's very, very, very important.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
church, yeah, of course we're supposed to assemble ourselves with other believers. We're supposed to do that, but you really learn and grow when you spend time in private. It's just like in school. They're gonna give you, work, and they're gonna show you examples and everything like that. But you really learn the material when you do it in your private time, and you got to constantly do it. You have to have repetition.
Yes, that's good.
Without repetition, you won't never learn. You probably understand it, but you'll never grasp the full material.
That's
so
good.
It's the same way, just like in school. You have to spend time and study on your own. So I think that's very important. What about you, man? What you think?
I kind of want to go in the same route, man. Private time is definitely essential when it comes to a man's relationship with the Father, because like you were saying, we can gain a lot of stuff from our lessons or certain material or certain teachers that pour into us. If there's no repetition, if there's no commitment, if there's no sacrifice, if there's no leaning towards the Father, then how can we internalize those things? How can we allow those things to be a part of our life, and move, grow, and thrive in the things that we need to do? And so private time is definitely important, man. Whether you taking, 10 minutes out of your day or 30 minutes out of your day or an hour out of your day to pray, and dig into the scriptures, allow those things to be embedded in you. Because at the end of the day, the enemy's coming. We know the enemy's coming, man. We know Lucifer was, one of God's most beautiful angels, but because his jealousy, God had to boot him out. He had to kick him to the curb. He's like, hey, you can't rule over me. There's only one Lord. There's only one King. And so jealousy, man, can definitely be a tough thing when it comes to, trying to get things done or fighting with a certain, loved one or fighting with a certain person. And so private time is definitely essential, man, when it comes to growing our relationship with the Father, so that we know how to handle people, we know how to handle certain situations, we know how to handle certain circumstances. That way we're not easily persuaded, we're not easily distracted, when it comes to, our walk with Christ. And so definitely important. Private time is definitely important. And so I want to, I guess, make another pivot and see what are some things that you would recommend, I guess, for men or even for women, to do, on a consistent basis when it comes to their walk with the Father.
Like I said, consistently, you got to get in the Word consistently. You have to pray consistently. You have to fast consistently. Woo. You have to surround yourself with people that's like-minded on the same spiritual journey as you consistently.
All right.
So, I mean, those are the keys right there. I mean, at the end of the day, this journey is a lonely journey. You can't bring anybody else to heaven with you. It's by yourself, bro. So, I mean,
facts.
That's when you still can surround yourself with accountability partners. We all fall short. We all slip. We just got to find people that's going to pick us up and try to put us back on the right track. So, like I say, getting in that Bible, man. Getting in that Bible. Studying, praying, fasting, and just surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yes, definitely like-minded people. Definitely got to have like-minded.
I just look at it like this. It's been plenty of times, I ain't gonna even lie, I got off track big time. Not like out there doing crazy things, but I've got off track plenty of times. But then I'll see you post something spiritually on social media. Like, hey, man, let me stop tripping. Let me get back on what I need to do. It seems like he talking about me. Hold on.
Right.
You ain't even said nothing to me. And I'll be like, hey, bro, it seems like he talking to me. I be wanting to call you out. So it's been, hey, I have called out a friend. He's like, what do you mean? That wasn't about you. I was like, oh, I see. I feel guilty. So that means I'm not doing something right. So, I appreciate people posting that stuff like that. I'll be like, hey, yeah, what's going on? What y'all saying about me? But it don't even be about me. But it is what it is. That's how I take it sometimes. But growth. I'm growing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I got a question for you though.
Go ahead.
What do you think is the most difficult thing along your journey? Like, what do you think is the most difficult thing? It could be anything. What do you think is difficult to you along your journey?
The most difficult thing in the journey, so many things, but the one thing I believe that hits a lot of us over here, and this is for men and women, I believe it's temptation.
Oh yes, yes sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
believe temptation, man, is a big one for all of us.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
there's different variations of temptation.
Yes.
You know, whether it's be, greed, through having more money, whether it's through sexual immorality,
Yes,
with
sir.
multiple women or multiple men, whether it's through alcohol, whether it's through taking excessive pills, whatever it is,
Yes,
or being a cigarette smoker. We all have certain,
Yes, sir.
vices or certain temptations that can become strongholds and
Yes,
become
sir.
a spiritual grip on our lives. So we find ourselves, going through, depression, going through anxiety, going through different
sir.
things, that throws us off course. Because we know the enemy is always going to give us things that we like.
Oh yeah,
He is
for
never
sure.
going to give us things that
Man.
we don't like.
Yes, sir.
And so that's one thing that I'm coming to realize is that the enemy knows our weaknesses, and he knows different things that we accustomed to when it comes to this flesh or this physical nature that we are in. And
sir.
so, I believe that's probably the main one, man, that comes to my mind is temptation, man.
Man, you know what? Like, I joke too much in my head when you talk about temptation. I was like the group. Man, I was gonna throw
It's
that
funny.
in, but let me stop playing. I love to laugh. I
Hey,
love to
laughter
joke,
good for the soul, yo.
You know what I'm saying, man? But it's a time to laugh and it's a time to be serious.
Right.
But I was gonna say that, but I didn't. So I'm thankful for that because I will randomly blurt out something that's funny. If somebody say something, I'll blurt something out to make it funny. But I need to chill sometime on that. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I would agree with that, man. It is hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
Especially being single. It's just like a dog, and you surround a dog with 100 bones. It don't know which one to go to. It's like, okay, let me go get a little bit of this. Let me go get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want that one. That one looked too small. Let me go get this one. It's just you tempted to try different things. It's like having a whole bunch of entrees or side dishes or whatever you want to call it on your plate, and you just want to taste everything, and all of a sudden when you eat too much you get sick. So you got to be careful what you consume, what you're tempted by. You know what I'm saying? Temptation is hard. It really is. Like I said, being single, oh man, that's probably my greatest shortcoming right there.
Yeah,
Temptation.
so I kind of want to pivot and ask you a question. So how have you been handling your journey when it comes to singleness?
You want me to keep it 100 with you? I done fell short about 1,000,000 times. I ain't giving a lot to you.
Hey, it's all good.
I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. I fell short 1,000,001 times. But me being single, like, if you know me, like I said in the first episode, I have not dated since I was 18 years old. I used to talk to this girl in college from 18 to 20,
right,
but we wasn't in a relationship. We started off in a relationship, and I broke up with her, and we still was kind of talking and everything. But to make a long story short, it's been hard.
Yeah,
It's been hard, especially like me living alone. I don't have somebody I can talk to physically. It'd be nice to have somebody to talk to about my struggles and all of that, and just be able to get out the house and have fun time with somebody,
right,
bowl and shoot pool, or if you like basketball, we go shoot some hoops, go to a game, or go watch the sorry Cowboys or something like that. They so sorry. But,
man, you done shot down the Cowboys for you
hey,
listeners.
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm a realist.
That's funny.
I don't think we're gonna win a Super Bowl every year. I don't expect much. So I'm just being completely honest, man. I'm a realist fan, but let's go Mavs, man. Let's go win this game 7 against Phoenix, man. For real. I'm a diehard Mavs fan. I don't care if we go 15 and whatever it is, equal 82 games from that 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there. I'm a Mavs fan. But yeah, man, this journey, I ain't gonna lie, it's been hard. It's been times, that I have put myself in a situation to do something, but I didn't follow through. I was tempted to do it, but I didn't follow through. It's been hard. It's been hard, but at the same time, I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man.
Right.
It's my story.
Exactly.
It's my story, so I'll be able to share my story with somebody, my testimony with somebody, and hopefully help the next person.
The next person.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? That's a part of, self-healing. You know what I'm saying? Just, you're going to be going through a lot of stuff, but, when you're alone, that's when you learn to, you learn self. You learn to love self.
True.
You spend that intimate, private time with self. You know what I mean? Not none of that other funny business.
Yeah, y'all know where you're going.
Yeah, so that's how I look at it, man. It's been hard. It's been real hard. Like I said, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world, man.
Yeah, it's part of your journey, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's part of your story.
Yeah, you caught me off guard with that question. I'm like, hold on.
You responded well. You responded well,
so,
but yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of hit it from a different angle, man. When it comes to being married, going on 10 years, which will be next January 14th, 2023, and so this marriage journey can be tough as well, man. And so just for me, man, I was just sitting reflecting one day at work, and that guy had gave me I believe the 3 C's, that are important when it comes to marriage. Number 1, is communication. Number 2 is compromising. And then number 3, communication, compromising. Lord, I can't even think of the other one. It'll come to me. But it's I
want to know now. You gotta come on with it. Communication,
compromising. Why am I going blank?
Comprehending.
That kind of goes with. I guess that kind of goes with communication. But I guess it'll come to me. So I guess with communication, man, that was something that I struggled with in the beginning of our marriage, and because most people that know me, I'm very reserved.
Yes.
I'm very humble, very laid back. Don't really say too much, unless it's something that needed to be said. And so, the beginning stages of our relationship, the beginning stage of our marriage, man, it was definitely a challenge for me and being able to open up and share my vulnerability, with my wife, and share how I was feeling, share certain things that I was going through. And so when she would ask me certain things, hey, how you doing? Is everything okay? I would brush it off like, yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. But deep down inside, knowing that I'm conflicted with some things, I'm going through some things, I'm going through some struggles, I'm going through some certain seasons, certain addictions, that's going on the inside internally, but I'm not willing to share because I felt like, she would take it the wrong way, or I would be criticized, or I'd be judged, or I'd be less of a man, whatever the case may be, internalizing those thoughts in my mind. And so it was definitely a challenge for me in the beginning, being able to be an effective communicator. Of course, time's passed. Now we're going on, 10 years next year. And so it's definitely been a challenge, in that area. And so compromising as well, being able to compromise, because you got to understand in marriage, man, that everything ain't always going to go your way.
Oh, for sure.
When it comes to what you want, when it comes to what your significant other or your spouse wants, you're not going to agree on everything. So you have to be willing to accept and compromise certain things in order for the greater good of your relationship and having a healthy marriage. And so, I kind of want to, as we moving forward, as wrapping this up, and Ishmael, what would you say your mirror moment or some of your mirror moments that you had to see and reflect on in your life?
Oh, man, I would say my mirror moment, it began at 18, man. I went to the University of Texas at Austin, diehard Longhorn.
All right.
Through and through. So, you always see me in some type of Longhorn something. But, man, I would say 18, man. Down there living in Austin by myself, didn't have, any family members until I figured out my uncle was down there. Shout out to Marcus Black. But,
all right.
Yeah, man, I was 18 and started dating this woman. I'm not gonna say her name. She's happily married at the moment, but started dating this woman, and it was all cake and ice cream at the beginning.
Right.
I told her I love her and everything, but as the years went on, I really sat down and reflected, and I really didn't love her. Because love would never done what I did. Love would never hurt. I didn't cheat or anything like that, but I did some things. I didn't keep my promises. I didn't lead her in the right direction. Stuff like that. I was quick to lead her in the bed, stuff like that.
Right.
That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Y'all know where you're going.
I'm just talking about my struggles right now with that, and what really woke me up. And so the crazy thing is my roommate, he came and introduced me. He was like, hey, bro, have you ever thought about joining a fraternity? I was like, man, nah, I ain't finna do no stomping and nah, I'm not gonna do all that. Whatever you call it, stepping, stomping, whatever you call it. But no disrespect. But I was like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna do that. That's not me. I'm down here to get my education. And he was like, nah, man, I want you to join this Christian fraternity. I see you all the time, bro. You over there reading your Bible when we was in the room and all this stuff, you know. So why you just don't join this Christian fraternity? I was like, man, what Christian fraternity around here on campus? And he was like, hey, bro, come to one of my meetings. I was like, all right, cool. So I went to one of the meetings. I met the guys. Crazy thing is, it's only like 2 black people in the whole fraternity.
Oh, man.
So I was like, nah, I don't fit in. I don't belong here. But they were welcoming, man. Like,
it's good.
And they would literally talk to me about, you know, their struggles and everything like that. So I felt comfortable to start opening up to them.
Right.
And then I eventually joined. And then that's when my life changed, bro. It's like, you know, I started going to, you know, events with them, with our sister fraternity. Used to go with them, outings with them. And we just have good time, just fellowshipping. And we just talk about our struggles, have Bible study right outside of, you know, Pennyback Bridge out there in Austin. If you know where that is, it's on, what's that, 360 or whatever, down there in Austin. And, you know, we just have Bible study at nighttime, just talking about, you know, whatever God placed on our heart. You know, if we're struggling with, you know, like you say, temptation earlier, if we're struggling with a certain subject, we'll be with that, and, you know, they'll get somebody to help us with it. You know, they were just there, you know, to hold us accountable and just to love on us, man.
Yes, sir.
That I needed that because I felt so alone down there.
Yeah.
It was times I would literally call, and my homeboy, I don't know what's going on with him. We used to talk all the time, but I don't know. Since the pandemic, I don't know what happened. He just lost contact. I mean, I still got his number. I text him. He just don't respond. But, you know, it is what it is. We all grow. We got to just realize when people's seasons are up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, I love him to death. You know who he is. So I try to get him to come down to Austin because I just felt alone, bro. Just try to get him to come. Try to reach out to you. You know, everybody was doing their own thing. I just felt alone. And then that's when my grades started slipping up, but I got it back right. I got it right back. And when I started, you know, really going into the Christian fraternity and really getting myself active and everything like that, holding myself accountable, and they held me accountable. We had a big brother in the fraternity.
Right.
So anytime that we wanted to do something or we just needed to get away to reset or whatever, we just hit up my big brother. Shout out to Kevin Maurice. You know, he'll say, hey, Ishmael, how's your week going? You need anything? You need to talk about anything? I mean, what you want to do this week? You know, he was always on me, you know, just trying to uplift me, keeping me along my journey. And, you know, I eventually got me a little bro, did the same thing. So that really changed my life. That was literally my mirror moment at that moment. That's what woke me up. And then I would say, what's this, like 2011 or 10 or something like that, when I came back home for the summer and you invited me to the filling station.
I remember that.
Like that right there, that's exactly what I needed, because I wasn't, and when I was at the University of Texas during summer and everything like that, so I would just come back home, but during school and everything like that, I really didn't go to church much,
right,
to be honest. So when you invited me to go see Pastor Paul and Lady Kalisha, First Lady Kalisha, go to church, you know, me spending time building that church from the ground up. Oh, literally, man. From dirt on the floor to you know, building classrooms to laying carpet and
paint on the wall.
Literally, we did everything. We literally built that church from, you know, studs to what it was before we left. Like literally, just spending time with Pastor Paul. And eventually called him Unc. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Pastor Paul.
Rest in peace, Pastor
Paul.
Paul.
You love, you miss.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for everything, man, that you've done for me. You know, the conversations, the times you would just pick me up and we'll just drive.
Man.
And just randomly talk about whatever. from the times we went bowling, you know, just everything, man. I really do appreciate that, and I want to thank God for placing you in my life.
Yes, sir.
You and First Lady Kalisha, you know, she'll be in the car with us at times, and you know, and she'll share her opinion, and she'll make us laugh, and you know, she'll get on Pastor Paul about something, and we'll just be in there laughing. So, man, I really do appreciate those moments, and I want to thank God for that. But I want to thank you, like I said, for inviting me to the Filling Station Christian Center.
Yes, sir.
And that's where I really grew as a man. Like, that's where I really, truly learned to love God. Like,
yeah,
because I was literally, when nobody else was at the church, even when Pastor Paul was at home, I was at the church. Like, literally at nighttime, building something, cleaning something, doing something. I would wake up early in the morning, be at the church. I was literally at the church like 6 days a week.
Yeah.
During the summer, like 6 days a week, literally.
I remember that.
Like 12 to 16 hours a day. Like literally 6 days a week, y'all. So, I mean, that's where I really learned to love God. And then he eventually started teaching me how to do the, you know, sound booth and all this other stuff. And, you know, I will never forget those moments, man. And, you know, just spending time with God, like even in his little studio in the back, you know, he'll make music and stuff like that, and then he'll just stop. What you stopping for? I gotta spend time with God. That's what you say. I just gotta spend time. Let me pray a little bit. He'll say a little quick prayer. Bam, go back and play the music. I'm like, okay. I guess we just need to spend time with God. You know, every once in a while. You know, during our, you know, whatever we doing, we just stop and just say, hey, look, hey, is you. Just, it may be for like 30 seconds or whatever. Just give him his time.
Give him his time.
Give him his time. And, you know, that's something I learned. Like, you'll see me walking, and then I just start talking. People are like, why are you talking to yourself? I'm not talking to myself. You might think I'm talking to myself, but I'm not crazy, y'all. I'm really not crazy. But that's what I learned from him, too. Like, just spend time with God. It can be at the most randomest time.
Yeah.
Like, just spend time with him. And so, yeah, man, that was like my mirror moments. I had 2 of them. So I'm thankful. Like I said, I'm thankful for you inviting me.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm thankful for Brandon and thankful for Bobby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They all took me under, and we all grew together up in the filling station. And you know, if it wasn't for them, you know, and you know, Pastor Paul and First Lady Kalisha and everything, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today. And then, like, of course, my family along the way. You know, times that I wasn't working, you know, they stepped up to the plate and, you know, paid my phone bill or make sure I had something to eat, or, you know, I didn't have a car at the time. You know, they make sure I got where I needed to go and everything like that.
Right.
So I'm very thankful and appreciative of that. So yeah, man, that's my mirror moment, man. Just joining that Christian fraternity and joining the Filling Station Christian Center, and you know, meeting you, and then meeting your wife Tamika, my sister. Love her to death. She thinks she's tough, but you know, she needs to step back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a big teddy bear, man. It's a big teddy bear.
Yeah, so man, I'm really appreciative of that. So what about you, man? What's your mirror moment, man? Go ahead and share with the world. With the world.
My mirror moments, of course, I have 2. The main one would probably be transitioning into, you know, to the married life, and then, you know, meeting Tamika, you know, us holding it down, going on 10 years, like I said earlier, you know, next year, January in 2023. Then also my second one probably had to be, man, teaming up with my brothers Bobby and Brandon, man, when we started Neon Flame Mind Ministry, man, allowing God to use us in that area, you know, through the art of expression, through dance, through facial expressions, and through body language and things of that sort. And so, kind of piggyback, I want to kind of share the backdrop of my story, you know, being in the world and different things I had to go through, you know, when it came to my mirror moments. You know, most people don't know that I was an excessive, you know, smoker. You know, I smoked marijuana, yes, I smoked cigarettes. I was an excessive pill popper. I was an excessive, you know, party animal, always in the clubs. So every weekend I was in it, because I was always the life of the party, man. People knew me for that. Whether it was a talent show in high school or a house party, I was just that dude, man, just being like,
take you down. I really wanna take you down.
This guy. But yeah, man, being the life of the party. And so, yeah, thought all those things were cool. You know, having, you know, multiple women, you know, knowing that I thought those things were cool at the time. But as God started to shift me and transition me into, you know, knowing that one woman was all that I needed, you know, those things I had to get rid of. I had to cut those women off. I had to make some changes within myself. I had to look my own self in the mirror and say, okay, what can you do as Willie Strickland to be better and work on those weaknesses and cut things off that's not healthy for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, being in toxic relationships, having multiple women, you know, different things like that was causing me to make it seem like those things were okay. And so, as I made that pivot, man, as I made that transition, most people don't know, but the story of me and Tamika met online, man. We met on a dating website. You know, me shoot my shot. You know, I ended up getting her number. All those different things. Mind you, at this time, this was 2010, 2011. So she was in California at that time. And so she made that transition, that leap of faith, come to Texas. You know, we ended up meeting Razoo's downtown Fort Worth, Funky Town, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
End up just having fellowship, good conversation, you know, eating good food. And, man, from there, man, the rest is history. Now we're rocking, you know, going on 10 years, you know, next year, like I said. And so that was probably one of the most important mirror moments in my life, man, is making a transition, knowing that it's okay, man, to have one woman that's really, really rocking with you and having your back, you know, and standing her ground. And so most people that don't know that's listening, you know, my wife is 6'3".
Yes, sir.
My wife is 6'3", man. And so I'm only like 5'4", 5'5". And so in the beginning of our relationship, there were some... There were some insecurities, man, that I really, really wrestled with in the beginning, knowing that, okay, God, is this the woman that I'm supposed to be with? You know, is this the relationship that I'm supposed to have? We'll be out in public and people will look at us funny. People will look at us strange. People will laugh and have certain smirks on their face. And I'm like, God, is this really what you want for me? But I'm learning that sometimes God's purpose supersedes our preferences.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
You know, sometimes we might want a certain thing, and God's like, no, that's not what I want for you. So sometimes we gotta learn how to choose purpose over preference, because a preference sometimes don't always align with God's purpose for our life. And so I had to realize that that's the purpose that He had for me, and we still holding it down. You know, we're best friends, man. We laugh and joke together, we cry together, we pray together, and all those different things. And so going to my second mirror moment, man, the next change in my life was, you know, starting the Neon Flame Mind Ministry with my brothers Bobby and Brandon. You know, meeting them in high school. You know, senior at ODY high school. Being in all the talent shows, dance competitions with them, and different things like that. And so most people don't know that we started off, you know, as a hip hop dance group, you know, trying to get bookings and stuff like that. But come to realize, well, none of that stuff working. None of that wasn't working, man. And so Chris, man, shout out to my boy Chris Winston, who was our manager at the time. All went to high school together. His father wanted us to do a Valentine's Day piece by the song "Storm Is Over" by Kirk Franklin. So we were like, okay, yeah, you know what it is.
Texas.
Yeah, and so we were like, okay, we'll give it a shot. We'll make it happen. And so we put that piece together, man. And from there, man, when I tell you, God started opening doors. Yes, we started getting connections. We started getting bookings. We started getting shows. We started getting resources. We started meeting great people, man, in ministry and in the kingdom. And God started doing some amazing things. And one of the most amazing things that He could have done for us was going to the Cayman Islands, man, back in 2014, man, going overseas, man, and blessing the people with our gift and seeing a different culture, seeing a different vibe of people, man, and them being very friendly and humble and embracing us and bringing us into their culture. So, man, those probably my main two mirror moments, man, is getting married and settling down and changing my ways, and also, you know, getting through, you know, the Mind Ministry, helping me get through life, because that's something that I really, really take to heart. It's something that I still do, you know, something that's still a passion of mine. And so, yeah, man, those are it, man. That's my journey. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, man.
Real talk. Man, I remember those moments, man. Like, me first, you know, meeting Tamika and everything like that. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, she way too tall for you, bro. She way too tall for you.
Yeah, I got that a lot.
But then, like, when I actually got to meet her, I was like, man, this woman is dope, man. And then all of a sudden, we started building a bond, and that became my sister.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
man, I love that woman to death, man.
Brothers and
like,
sisters,
she
man.
literally texts me when she frustrated. She be like,
she will.
Ishmael. I'm like, what's up? You know, and then she'll tell me, hey, this what's going on, this blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm there for her, you know what I'm saying? She there for me, so I really appreciate that relationship, and I thank God for it, man.
Yes, sir.
Real dope woman.
Yeah, awesome woman.
And then recently I just reconnected with Brandon.
Yeah.
We got some stuff planned up in store. I haven't talked to Bobby in a minute, but I heard good things about him.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, Bobby. I still love you, man. I'm here for you if you need me. Just one call away or one message or whatever you need to get in contact with me. You can just reach out to Willie and he'll give you my contact information. So just want to let you know I'm here for you. I'm in your corner. And I want to congratulate you on your next journey in life, on this next stage.
Yes, sir.
So,
also,
Chris. What's up, Chris? Man, I appreciate everything about you, man. I love you too, bro. And
yes, sir.
I'm glad what we have planned for you on a future episode of Mirror Check.
Yes, sir.
So y'all have to stay tuned on that. I guarantee y'all don't want to miss that.
Don't miss it.
Yes, sir.
Also, y'all, it just came to me. The third C is commitment. I know it took a minute for it to come to me, y'all, but the third C, man, when it comes to a marriage and relationship, is commitment.
Yes, sir.
You gotta be committed, man. I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I don't care if it's painful. I don't care if it's frustrating, whether you want to do it or not. You gotta be committed to those vows, man. It said to death do us part, to sickness and in health, man. And so whatever the challenges that come, whatever adversities come in your marriage, those that are married that's listening to us, man, you gotta stay committed, man. It's part of the vows, man, because a man and woman, it represents a covenant between you, her, and the Heavenly Father.
Yes, sir.
And so I just want to throw that out, man. Compromising and commitment and communication. And so that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all.
For sure, man. I need to write that down because, like I said, I'm single, so I'm learning, man. like you said, you shot your shot at Tamika through social media. Man, I done shot my shot, and boy, I be getting left on red, and I don't get responded to. I get blocked. It is what it is. It comes with it. So you got to take the wins with the losses. So I ain't tripping on none of that. Yeah, whatever God got for me, it'll happen. What's up, Alexis? But Alexis Wainwright, CBS, DFW, Channel 11.
Oh, man.
But funny. So it is what it is. But I'm loving every moment of it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. Like the people I've met along this journey, the connections I built, my family being along the way, my education. I wouldn't change it for nothing, man. It's a crazy story, but I love it, man. I really love it, and eventually we'll start inviting other people on the show, and they'll share with you their mirror moments as they talk about whatever their profession is, and share whatever key values that they have added to themselves to actually share with you guys. But y'all have to be on the lookout for those future episodes of that.
Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for those future episodes when it comes to I guess future guests that we'll have on. We're gonna have a lot of different influential guests when it comes to things that we got going on. And so man, tune in. We appreciate you guys listening in, hearing our various mirror moments. Just want to kind of be a little bit more vulnerable with you guys.
Sir.
Different things that we have to go through, encounter, and get over the hump with. But thank God for His grace and mercy, man. We got through it,
bro. Real talk.
As we were some imperfect beings, man. We're gonna fail. We're gonna have some bad decisions. We're gonna do some things we shouldn't have done. But thank God for His grace and mercy, man. That we still rocking, that we still standing. And so, just want to kind of bring an alarmness to you guys of episode 3, man. We're gonna be talking about generational curses, man. Different things that we go through when it comes to generational curses within our family, our bloodline. And so definitely going to hit hard on that topic, man, because I know a lot of us are going through some things that we probably find ourselves not realizing that we're going through because of family. And so y'all stay tuned in for the episode 3.
Oh yeah, and then also on episode 3, we're gonna have a surprise guest, so y'all want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be about credit repair.
Yes, sir.
I guarantee you don't want to miss this episode. Everybody needs some form of good credit in today's world. You know, you hear cash is king, but credit, trust me, in today's world, credit is slowly superseding that. You really can't do much without credit anymore. You can have all the cash in the world, but you know what I'm saying, lenders would love to see that credit, the credit history. And so we're going to have a friend of mine who's going to talk about, you know, a lot of things in the credit industry. And just make sure y'all have y'all tablet, your pen and pencil, your pen and paper to take notes.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you have any questions or anything like that, shoot us a DM on, you know, Instagram or tweet us, and we'll make sure we'll get that question over to him. And you know, we're just looking forward for y'all to tuning in and you know, learning about credit. You know, and financial literacy is very important.
Yes, sir.
So this next series is going to be about literally financial literacy, from credit repair, from mortgages, life insurance, all the essential things that you need to progress in life and to be able to leave things for your seed and, you know, their seed.
Yes,
and everything
sir.
like that, just to set them up for generational wealth.
Generational wealth. We are breaking generational curses.
Yes, sir, we are. So, yeah, we just want to thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
What's good? It's your boy Ishmael. I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Beer Check Podcast. We will be launching new content on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, Transistor, any platform that you can listen to on podcasts. Best believe we are on it. We'll be launching new content every Wednesday at 12 p.m. noon Central Standard Time. In the meantime, do me a favor and follow us on Instagram at Mirror Check Podcast, on Twitter, MirrorCheck_, and go please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mirror Check Podcast. Also, go to our website, www.checkyourmirror.com, to support and purchase new products. Remember, if it's always someone else's fault, your mirror's dirty. Until next time, check your mirror. Peace.